Atlantis Dubai's Aquaventure World, one of the world's largest water parks. If you're a hotel guest, admission is included in your stay. Everybody else, here's what you'll be looking at for admission. Price is subject to change depending on when you watch this video. They give you options like adding a Lost Chambers aquarium ticket, 7-day access, and an annual pass. And if you hate lines, you can skip them. There's a separate entrance for hotel guests. They'll ask you for your room details, and you can come and go as many times as you want throughout the day. Once you're in, you get wristbands that can be used for lockers, photos, purchases, etc. Right by the entrance is Surf's Up, a surf simulator, similar to Flow Rider, exactly like Flow Rider. So you can embarrass yourself right as people are walking in. If you're less adventurous, or if you're just gonna lie to yourself and say, I'll come back and try this later, then head on over to Poseidon's Village, where there's locker rooms, food, shopping, and other services. Inside, you'll find some self-service options, a guest services counter, and an opportunity to take some photos with Poseidon's statues and on Poseidon's throne. Obligatory gift shop, and lockers are available for purchase. And yeah, even hotel guests gotta pay for these. Expect to pay a little less than $20 for a small locker, a little more than $20 for a large. Head on over to your assigned locker, and this is what the smaller locker looks like. It can fit a book bag or a beach bag and some shirts, cause that's what we had. There's free water stations throughout the park, so please stay hydrated. Don't be like us and not bring a bottle, or be like us, we pretty cool, I don't know. Y'all always want to know about the food, and you know I got you. There's so many food and snack and concession options throughout the park. It's a big park with a lot of people, and they got a lot of food to big all those bags. Everything from the regular walkable amusement park foods to poke to shawarma, and I'm sure I don't gotta mention this, but it's hot and it's a water park. So of course they'll have like a crazy amount of frozen treat options, ice creams, smoothies, snow cones, you name it. Something to help keep you cool out there. And also coffee, cause you know, why not? And I'm highlighting the churro spot for no other reason than just the love of the game. I love fried cake, and you can dip it in Nutella and white chocolate. So yeah. It was some days during our 12-day stay where we spent almost full days here. So we ate good. In terms of pricing, like everywhere else in Dubai, I expected higher, but was met with not high. These are prices we'd pay back home for fast food, but we had an amusement park where it's supposed to be higher. You can also get out of the heat at one of their restaurants that have indoor seating. Speaking of seating, at the guest service stations throughout the park, in addition to a bunch of other services, you can purchase premium seating and private cabanas. Located throughout the park, near varying areas and rides, you'll see these private cabanas. I imagine some cost more than others because location and views vary. I honestly didn't do much research on these because we wasn't doing all this. And in all the days we was out there, never saw them occupied, ever. The premium seating is less than the cabana seating. It's basically just seating in prime locations. Thoughtful touch to add a quiet zone for those who need a little break from all the park stimulation.
Today is the first day I really felt this heat, which is crazy because it's only like the high of 97. I mean, that's high, but like the other days we've been here, maybe we just didn't spend as much time outside. Maybe we avoided the high sun times. Like typically we usually out here about 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's earlier than that right now, like noonish. So maybe that's why I'm catching most of it, but I have not touched water. And as you can see, I'm drenched, like I jumped in. Yeah, it's the first day I'm really feeling this Dubai heat, but still not that bad. Like I'm soaked, I'm sweating, I'm not dying, it's not unbearable.
Signs help guide you to your attractions, but instead of walking, a fun option to get around is on the river rapids. Grab you a float and float down the river. Photo op before you get started. Then you head on down the river. Gotta catch a wave. And yeah, it's called the rapids, and some parts are rapid. I feel like even the less adventurous folks out there could handle this. Ignore this part. This only happened to me. This is only something that could happen to me. Between rapids, there are moments of calm, but there is actually a separate river route that is more calm. So just in case you're concerned, there's an option for you. You can take the river full circle back to where you started, or use it as transportation and exit at your destination. Me playing too much aside, the reviews are in. In addition to rides, there are daily activities happening throughout the park. You can see them here. You can also see wait times for popular attractions. Ones like the famous Leap of Faith drop slide, or Shark Lagoon, where you end the ride floating through a shark-filled aquarium. Or the Storm, one of the park's several water coasters. If you ain't familiar with what a water coaster is, it's a tube slide where strong water jets push you forward. Too fun. Storm was one of the most fun rides there, but the queuing process was annoying because you got to get a tube, which is nowhere near the ride, and then haul it back. As somebody that was carrying 2 tubes, it was a process. I ain't like it, but the ride was fun. Much like a traditional coaster, there's a slow climb to the top. You know, take you some time, take a moment, take in these views. The ride ends back in the river, so then you can just float to wherever you're going next. The main attractions or rides are divided into towers: Neptune, Poseidon, and Trident. Trident being the furthest away. In Poseidon Tower, you'll find Slytherin, a twin racing tube ride, Poseidon's Revenge, a capsule drop slide, you know, they encase you and then the floor falls from up under you, and the giant raft rides, Zoomarango and Aquaconda. If you can try them all in the tower, try them all. If not, get on Aquaconda. I'm gonna pivot for a second and talk kids. There's 4 designated kid areas. Splashers Island is designed for smaller kids. Then there's Splashers Cove, Splashers Lagoon, and Splashers Mountain, all offering almost 30 different slides and other fun stuff for kids across all 4 areas. We started off spending a lot of time in these areas until our little girl came out of her shell and started doing some of the bigger rides. You saw her just a few seconds ago riding the Aquaconda. This trip, she came out of her shell and she got on every ride that we got on. Very, very proud moment. But she still talked about how much fun the kids' areas were. Not to be confused with the River Rapids, the Raging Rapids River is something else that we spent an insane amount of time on. Our little girl was a big fan of this one.
Are we going around again? All right.
That's what you wanted to do. That's why you look to your camera. It's easy. That's what you do like that.
That's harder what you doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, mommy can just float. You know.
I think it's amazing.
My legs don't stay up.
I'm
I'm floating up top. My legs don't float.
No, 2 more times, please, please, please.
And in the general vicinity, there's always plenty of lounging for folks who just don't want to do this stuff. But also close by, you'll find Aquaventure Beach. For a little break from the water parky stuff, you'll find your more traditional beach experience with plenty of water activities that you could purchase on site. Now I know some of y'all may be thinking, hey, this place is huge. I don't feel like doing all this walking. Well, they got you. There's a shuttle service that runs throughout the day with a number of predetermined stops. It's first come, first serve, and can get a little crowded at times. But with the heat and the size of this park, it's a good option, especially for older folks, younger folks, and lazy folks. It runs along the perimeter of the park, so along this dotted line here. You'll definitely want to consider it as an option if you plan on visiting Trident Tower and you need to visit Trident Tower. So Trident Tower sits on the furthest end of the map and arguably houses some of the best rides that the park has to offer. Like the Hydro Racer, a dueling multi-person water slide, which we didn't do. But one thing I did do and had to do was Immortal Falls. Basically cliff jumping. Advised only for the strongest swimmers. You can choose between a 4-foot height and an 8-foot height. And you basically just jump into what I think is about 15 feet of water. Simple, fun, you gotta do it. Then there's also Medusa's Lair, Shockwave, Blackout, Vortex. I mean, it's some real heavy hitters in Trident Tower, especially Odyssey Terror. At one point, it was the world's tallest water slide. They don't say the actual height, but Trident Tower is listed as 48 meters tall, or 157 feet. And Odyssey Terror is at the tippy top, so I'ma say it's that tall. It's a raft tube slide holding up to 5 riders. It blasts you through about 1,500 feet of partially enclosed slides. That's 450 meters for the rest of the world who actually uses a system of measurement that makes sense. Anyway, at the height of the ride, you'll experience a moment of weightlessness where your body just separates from the raft, so please hold on. So Vortex is another one of them ones. It's not necessarily the fastest, but you pick up a whole bunch of momentum going around all these crazy loops and turns. I feel like it was a 360 in there somewhere. And then eventually you just get dumped out and plunge right into the lagoon. If you've seen any of my other videos on water parks, a raised slide that just drops you off, top experiences. Simple, fun, I love it. Now, if you're looking for something a little slower pace, let's say you got some small ones with you, there is a Trident splash pad. There's also a lagoon area. So for those who don't really have that appetite for thrills, there's still an option for you at Trident Tower. Or if you just want to wind down after all that adrenaline, like we did, still a good option. For our family, Aquaventure World wasn't just fun. It was a turning point where our daughter was introduced to new experiences, came out of her shell, faced her fears, and discovered she actually loves the thrill. Watching that click, that spark ignite, that was the real highlight of the trip. Appreciate y'all watching. Please check out the next part in this series.